Good day everyone, thank you for dropping by and watching my video. So today we're going to look into Aurory's Litepaper. So I would assume many of you are familiar with Aurory. They just released their recent NFT sale, which wasn't, it didn't go through smoothly. Instead of the normal target price of 5 Solana, I think the lucky buyers were only charged with 1 Solana and they were able to sell their NFTs for way more than that. So I guess they did more than 10x or 20x their NFTs. Congratulations to those guys. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of those people. I didn't have the budget. I didn't have any money ready for 5 Solana because Solana at that time when they did their sale, Solana is already over $100. So that's a pretty crazy price. And 5 Solana is a lot. So I had to pass, but if I only knew that they're gonna be charged 1 Solana for that NFT, I would have jumped in. But in any case, let's get through the Litepaper for Aurory, and let's go. Alright, we're not gonna go through the foreword, just a lot of heebie-jeebies. Not gonna look into that. Alright, so their vision, so this is very important. So their priorities. So they want to create a welcoming, educational, and fully functional platform that attracts a large number of players to Aurory, the Solana ecosystem, and the more general cryptocurrency space. Utilize player community to foster growth of the brand and subsequent games, and by co-creating game features and development alongside the community via the DAO Aurory. So later we're gonna go through that a bit. I'm not very familiar on I guess decentralized autonomous organization or something like that. So but they have a slide for it, so we can go through that a bit later. Then another vision they have is to create challenging and rewarding platform, which is good. I mean, that's what everyone's looking for, right? Create stimulating platform for DeFi enthusiasts, maximizing gains from yield farming, staking, and other protocols. So they will have staking, which we'll get through later. So that's pretty interesting too. They made staking a requirement for you to access certain part of the game. So let's get through that in a bit. By creating easy to use platform for crypto beginners, we intend to engage, educate, yada yada yada. So Aurory intensive, yeah. So this is just a reiteration of what was mentioned earlier. Let's move on. So Neftes and humans. So Neftes are pretty much the monsters from, let's say in Pokemon, these are the monsters that you will capture. They're called Neftes. So the world that they call in Aurory is called Antic. And these Neftes have different powers. These Neftes, and you will use them for combat and duels with other trainers or in the PvE mode. So players roam the game, discovering new Neftes, use their wallets to catch them. Wow, okay, acquire the best team, blah blah blah. Alright, so there are different types of Neftes, roles such as support, defense, sabotage, and manipulation. I don't know what manipulation would do, but those are probably some of the classes per se that you can find. So in terms of game modes, they will have 2, PvE and PvP. PvE is completely free, but for PvP there is a mandatory requirement for you to stake before you can even play the PvP mode. And I think that's a very good concept, because they're requiring you to stake Ori, which is the token for the game, and that would allow, I guess, that would require players to hold Ori tokens, and that's good and healthy for the tokenomics or the token economy. Holding tokens is actually good instead of just dumping them all the time, right? So that's one way, and they made it inclusive as part of the game, which is very interesting. The battle system, so they will use 3v3, so meaning one trainer will have 3 Neftes versus another trainer with another 3 Neftes, and it will be a turn-based game. So it's not gonna look something like this. They have actually a screenshot at the end of the Litepaper which we can see a sample of what the fight may look like. This one is just more of a I guess just for concept, I guess, concept art, where maybe they were thinking to do this type of battle, but who knows, maybe they'll use this. We're not even sure. I mean, they haven't had the alpha out yet, so we don't know what exactly will happen. Right, so this was inspired by, I mean, in my opinion, it's mostly Pokemon, and the League of Legends, maybe the art, for example, the design of it, in a way, kind of reminds you of partly League of Legends, but I think in most cases it just looks like Pokemon. Right, so they will have different types of Neftes, different boost stats, spells, variants, and so on and so forth. Right, so they didn't have actual breakdowns on what Neftes, what type of Neftes there will be. So I guess they're making them diverse. So that'll be interesting. So next they will have PvP tournament and championships. So heroes, fans, and going blah blah blah. So joining tournaments will require staking Aurory tokens and give the players a chance to maximize their reward. So this is what I was saying. So this is a mandatory requirement. So you need to stake Aurory. They didn't say how much, but you have to have Aurory staked before you can participate. And so they said the chance to maximize the rewards, maybe the more you stake, the more you get, probably. But it's not clearly stated. But here, the Aurory Championship Tour. So this will offer opportunities to win rare items, significant cash prizes, and imprint your own design on future Neftes. However, there is a very big risk. Any defeated Neftes in the tournament will die, pretty much. So you'll lose your team if you build it up and you lost the tournament. Say goodbye to your team. So that's a very big risk. I don't know how that's gonna work, but if it's gonna be me, I might not, but who knows. So there will be a golden ticket that will be required to enter the championship tour. So you can get it either by being victorious in ongoing tournaments, so maybe other tournaments, being one of the lucky few PvE players to be rewarded a ticket. So I guess they're gonna drop random tickets to PvE players, and you can sell that gold ticket to a lucky trainer who wants to participate in the championship tour, which is great. Alright, so free to play, play to earn. So from what they're saying here, basically is that you can play the game for free and you don't need to pay anything. So this is the promise, and this is what I'm gonna look forward to, because so far we haven't really seen a true play to earn game where it's really free to play. So hopefully this is the first one that actually does it without any, without causing any problems for free to play players. So we'll see. But of course you can only access the PvE area, because as I've mentioned, if you want to go into PvP, you're going to be required to stake Aurory tokens. So at the end of the day, you might still need to get some tokens to a certain extent. Incentivize playing. So the solo PvE game mode will incentivize players with NFTs of the creatures they just defeated by winning Aurory tokens once game chapters are completed. So here I was thinking, so there are chapters in the PvE mode, so I don't know if you can just keep repeating the chapters, and will you still keep getting Aurory tokens? I mean, what kind of control will they have? Will they have for that particular game mode? I don't know. So if there's gonna be limit use, like if you finish the chapters, is that it? Or you can just go back again and do the same chapter over and over. And you will still get Aurory tokens in other NFTs, right? So I don't know if you can spam that, but we'll see later. Encourage players to try out multiplayer modes. Weekly, monthly leaderboards will reward the best performing players in terms of both playtime and skill. So they will have these leaderboards. Okay, that's pretty interesting. That would incentivize actually players to do their best, because being in these weekly, monthly leaderboards will get you, I guess, extra recognition, and probably you will gain some incentives, I would assume. So players are also encouraged to spend Aurory tokens on the marketplace for better items. Yep. So Aurory tokens, we will look into that later for the use case. In most cases, yeah, you will need to use Aurory to buy items in the marketplace. So they're saying here that anything you acquire in Aurory, you can actually sell them. They're NFTs. So they may be Neftes, equipments, consumables, battlefields. I don't know what battlefields mean. How can you sell battlefields? I don't know. So we'll see. So percentage of market fees from both marketplace, and they will also have an online store. Will be used to maintain Aurora ecosystem. They'll be paid out via reward staking. Okay, so welcoming new players, offering rewards for PvP. Okay. Now this one is what I'm really interested in. I don't know what they plan for this one. I didn't see it in the roadmap, so I don't know when they plan to do this. So the thing that interested me the most is, although there are perks here, like lands can be used for respawning and teleporting, which covers great, so saves you time and effort, right? But the one that I'm really looking for is owning lands unlock the ability to generate dungeons for you and other players to explore. But that's not the thing that interests me. The thing that interests me is players will be required to pay a small fee. Now that small fee will be shared with the landowner, which is awesome. That's passive income. So definitely once they start selling this, I'm sure that the land prices will go insane for the second-hand market. We'll see. If I can get one, at least I'll be happy. I'll be really happy. So there'll be different types. So there'll be common, advanced, rare, and legendary. But yeah, so no announcement or anything like that. I'll probably try to ask in Discord like when's the schedule for this one. Solana and Serum for Aurory. So I mean, Solana is the blockchain network that they selected to use for their game, and Serum is the DAO. I mean the DEX, where you can exchange Aurory tokens for, I guess, other tokens within the Solana network. All right, next. All right, so Tokenomics. So this is I guess a quick, although poorly drawn. In my opinion, they could have done better to make this look nicer for a process flow. But in essence, like this is you, the user, where you can do PvE, where you can do PvP. So as I mentioned earlier, you need to stake before you can have access to PvP multiplayer modes. All right, so I don't know if the PvE mode will have multiplayer modes. I don't know. They didn't really mention that here. But you know, in essence, you will have this solo game, and that solo game is just a PvE mode, and you can earn NFTs just playing that game. All right, so play and learn, earn NFTs, and Aurory starter pack. Then it'll give you to the users. Then you can also trade in the NFT marketplace, which 5% marketplace fee will go to the treasury, where half of it will go to the development team and half of it will go to the staking pool. I guess that would produce the rewards for staking. So I don't know if this actually is enough to fund the treasury. The marketplace is the only option for them to put that in. I don't know. I think they should have added something else to actually fund the treasury part. But I guess we'll see, since this is just a draft proposal, so they might change this. And right, so anything that goes to development will go to building up the game itself, right? So they will improve the PvP, PvE, and so on and so forth. And definitely, of course, for multiplayer games, you will get rewards. Since you do PvP, you get better rewards compared to maybe just doing solo games. So yeah, that's the basic of that process flow. Again, I wish they could have just made a better process flow than this. It's just a bit of a mess to look at. But anyways, so Aurory token will allow you to enjoy better player experience. So Aurory token can be, so these are the use cases for Aurory token. So they can use, you can customize your character. Oh, I didn't know that. So you can use Aurory tokens to customize your character, buy and sell NFTs, and so on and so forth. Reward players, payout staking. Yep. Enter battle arena by staking protocol. Correct. Integrate the virtual economy with real world economies. Right. So I think this is more on liquidity for the token, probably. percentage of market fees will fund the Aurory token, Aurory treasury for continued game development. And here they're still working on a way to burn Aurory, or probably burn the Aurory token. So they're still looking into this and still being developed. Yeah, because you keep rewarding players for PvE and PvP with the Aurory token, so that means that this token can be generated unlimitedly. Without limit, right? So they have to have a way to burn this token, and in order to decrease that volume. From what I'm thinking, basic from the basic setup that I'm seeing in many of the play to earn games lately is like maybe the NFT marketplace could be an option to burn tokens for Aurory. Like anything you purchase, like part of the tokens that were used there would be burned or something like that. I don't know. They can figure that out since they're looking into the deflationary measures for it, so we'll see. In here, so this talks a bit about the staking. So staking Aurory tokens allow you to generate yield from the treasury and win Aurory tokens. Eligible for NFT drops, so there will be random NFT drops maybe, or who knows, that's exclusive to people who are actually staking Aurory, so that's good. Access to multiplayer modes. How can users obtain NFTs? So they've already mentioned this many times. So solo mode, defeating creatures, you'll get NFTs. Purchasing divs, you'll get NFTs. Card boosters, so I didn't know about this one. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but that's an NFT in itself. And again, staking Aurory tokens, you will be eligible for random NFT drops. How are players and NFT holders rewarded? Holding more NFTs enables more potential to develop effective strategies. Yeah, that makes sense. Performing well in PvP or solo makes you eligible for rewards from the treasury. Okay, that's just ray trading information that we already mentioned before. I think this is no longer necessary. Maybe this is more of an FAQ, I suppose. Degen pool. So this is actually interesting. This is like you can stake your NFTs to earn Aurory, and but they mentioned here there's risk of burn. I'm not exactly sure what that means, and there's a time limit, like days remaining. This one's 7 days. I don't know what this means, but if you can stake cards, that's cool. I want to know a bit more about that, but since this is just a test concept, so it's not something that we can hold them to it. So next we're going to talk about the Aurorian. So this is what they've already released by the end of August, and they're just highlighting here what are the benefits, right, if you purchase these NFTs and hold them. So there are different use cases for them, and for me it's nothing interesting for me. Sure, you can use them as an avatar. People will see that you have this particular NFT in game, and they'll give you early access for future game modes or any tests maybe that they will have for the game. And I guess the better ones that they've mentioned here is to improve game, allowing access to some special modes with boosted rewards, so you will earn a bit more compared to others since you have this NFT. But this one I like because they give you free NFT airdrops, and I know they've already given some NFT airdrops to the users who are currently holding these NFTs, but I don't know what they give them, but I did see it mentioned in their Discord channel. And reward their owners based on the total volume of Aurory's in-game marketplace. So I'm not exactly sure what this meant. Are they rewarding them Aurory tokens based on, I guess, the volume purchased in the marketplace? If that's the case, then that's really cool. I look at the marketplace and the floor price right now is around 17 Sol, which is a lot. That's like almost $2,000, which is insane. Anyway, so allow owners to vote in the Aurory's decision-making process. So there are a number of perks, but the last few ones are really notable. And if you really want to be part of that, then I guess you can start looking into purchasing some of their NFTs if you want. Okay, next, so this is the screenshot that I mentioned earlier, that this is what it may look like when you're doing PvP. So this is player 1 or player 2, and player 1 and player 2, so these are their NFTs. I mean their Neftes, sorry. And this is the battle that you can that they will be situated in. I don't know if this is going to be looking like a tactics type of game where they'll move and attack or something like that, because from the looks of it, these are hex based like these are movement tiles, right? So I don't know, from the looks of it, it seems to be that case where you can move your NFTs and they'll attack whether melee or range and so on. So it's not really explained, but at least this is we get an idea that this might look like what the PvP might look like. So I like this. Hopefully they will be able to implement it properly. Hopefully soon. So this is the Aurory. I'm not exactly clear how this works, but this is what they say, right? The Aurory is a decentralized autonomous organization composed of every NFT holder. So the mission of the organization is to allocate money to Solana-based NFT projects through a treasury that is collectively owned by members who participate in the forefront of Solana's culture. So from my understanding, this is a group where they will support other projects that are based in Solana, whether they may be NFT projects, or it could be a play to earn project. So I guess this group will be the one supporting those, and I guess it's a very important role. Since you're an organization that would support other projects, you have to make sure that the projects that you're supporting are legitimate and really have decent plans to make sure that everything goes through well. Now to start, the Aurory will receive 10% of the initial sale proceeds, 1,000 SOL. Wow, that's a lot. Furthermore, a 1.75 royalty fee from Ororian sales will be permanently allocated. Wow, that's cool. That's pretty good. At least this organization will have the funds, will have consistent funds to help support those projects that they're investing on probably. And I am sure they're gonna get additional funding or additional earnings from the projects that they support. So I don't know how that's gonna work. I'm not really familiar, and I don't even know if I even want to be involved in something like this. But definitely, it's a good idea that they included this organization. So hopefully they are going to be successful, and the people that are going to be involved here would do their jobs well, right? I mean, hopefully they do it right, not get too greedy, have their own self-interest be put into this organization. That would really tarnish the name of the Aurory. So hopefully they do well in this initiative, and that's it, I think. So this is the roadmap, right? So I don't know why this is cut like this. So there's gonna be two parts, so I'm gonna click on later. So this is the first part, Q3 2021. These are already done. So the Q4 2021, this is where the game launcher pre-production testing will be done, token emission and listing on tier 1 exchanges. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Network, online multiplayer tech pre-production, adding biomes, Neftes, basic PvP matching system, combat system using Neftes, fully designed, a single multiplayer alpha candidate. Okay. So I guess alpha testing might happen in Q4 2021. Right, then Q1 2022, live ops design tech support, matchmaking amelioration, PvP PvE release candidate. So I guess this is the live version of the PvE PvP. New items implemented, marketing operations and other NFT sales, team expansion. Then Aurora Season 1, I think this is where they'll implement first PvP tournaments. So tournaments will start at Q2. then the new listings and partnerships. So I think this is not going to be the final version. I mean, for me, the roadmap is a bit basic, but I guess it pretty much indicates most of the items that we're looking for. Like when the testing alpha test will begin, which is around Q4, then I guess Q1 would be their target to go live. But they could have made it a bit clearer, because I didn't understand, like, what does PvE PvP release candidate mean? I mean, are they going to select people that will be able to access PvP PvE? Not very clear for me. But yeah, so at least it gives us a brief idea on where they're gonna go in the next few months. And from the looks of it, it's gonna be pretty soon. So I'm pretty excited. So this is the team, the co-founder, which is Jan Pano, and so on and so forth. So you can look into these. They have actually a Medium article that talks a bit about the team and their background. So if you want to look into that, yeah, feel free to go ahead and look into it. Then these are the other companies that are backing them up for their project. And I think that's it. That's the last page of their light paper. And yeah, so overall, I think the idea, the concept that they have for the game is interesting. I mean, a lot of games right now have similar concepts. So pretty much a lot of Pokemon type games are popping up. And we have block monsters. We have Aethermon in the Decentraland that you also can capture. Aethermons in the Decentraland, that's another same concept. Illuvium, of course, they have the same concept as well. So I think this type of game is really popular for a lot of people. I mean, Pokemon is widely popular, right? But I myself, you know, I'm not exactly a full Pokemon fan, but definitely familiar on the idea, because you see it everywhere. If you're a gamer, you'll know. I mean, you'll see them all over the place. So hopefully, in terms of execution, I think what I'm thinking is I hope they'll be able to implement it properly, because the time frame right now is really short. In looking at the light paper, some aspects, they're not yet clear on what they need to do. What I'm concerned the most would be this part, the tokenomics, which is the deflationary measures. I mean, you're gonna start your game soon, like in a few months. So they really need to work on this. In my perspective, I think one of the number one items is you need to make sure that your tokenomics is already solid. Like, this is already planned before you even do the game. So having this particular item still open is risky, because that would, you know, put the Aurory token in a very, very difficult position. Like similar case for SLP, similar case for DECs and Splinterlands. Like, you can generate these tokens as much as possible, but there's no way to burn them, right? And that's what happened to SLP. The burning mechanism for SLP is very minimal. So for this one, the Aurory token is going to be used for a lot of things, which is great, but they need to find a way to burn it to some extent, because I mean, are they going to put caps in terms of how much players can earn, so you can limit the number of tokens that can be earned on a daily basis? And or yeah, I mean, otherwise they have to really burn these tokens, and they need to figure that out as soon as they can. So that's one aspect that I'm a bit concerned with. And a lot of these are concept arts, so I don't know. Maybe they already have the game set. They're just not showing it right now. But looking at the light paper, a lot of them are still concept art. So even this one, we're not even sure if this is going to be the final look. But if it is, then I mean, I'm good. It looks really nice. So hopefully they already set up most of these, and hopefully they have a smooth launch starting this Q4 of 2021. I mean. All right, and I guess that's it. So I'm looking forward to Aurory. It's one of the games that I've been waiting for quite some time, for several months already, and hopefully you are too. And yeah, so I'm gonna look into other games as well. There are some other games that I'm also interested in, that are, popping up in news or other YouTube channels that are being reviewed by other people, and I want to look into those. Hopefully they also have their light paper or white paper that I can dive into. And yeah, so I guess that's it for now, and hope to see you again in my future videos. Have a nice day ahead.